Hey everybody, Stu Smith here, going live, taking questions and giving answers. So let me know how you are doing. And if you have some questions, just go ahead and post them in the comment section. I will get to them. We'll do some CSS critiques every 10 minutes or so and continue on like we normally do on this 2 for Tuesday deal where you get live Q&A and CSS critiques. So send me in some CSS critique videos. Just need about 50 meters of you swimming and we can critique them. If you don't want them on video, that's cool. I'll just do it individually, one-on-one. So this week we are in week 4 of our 3-to-1 block periodization week, which what that means is the first week, second week, and third week are all strength training focus. So we are lifting weights, doing weighted calisthenics, running less but faster, still swimming, swimming with fins, treading water, focusing on all those pool skills that you have to do. And then on week 4, we do a calisthenics cardio base week. So we kind of go back to what we do in the middle of the summer. And it works really well. Let me tell you, if you have like this fall, winter, spring, summer cycles, you can still use those 2 books. You don't have to buy a new one. You can just take 3 weeks of the winter lift cycle, and then that 4th week, just pull from the spring, summer workout program. Maybe pick a summer week and just do that 3-to-1, 3-to-1, 3-to-1. Do that all through the winter. And if you're trying to maintain your PST scores, you might be shocked because you will improve your PST scores at the same time as getting stronger. You might even improve your running score. We've had several guys hit PRs on running during the winter lift cycle, which is fairly uncommon with my traditional lift cycles. But by using this 4th week instead of a deload week, we make it more of a calisthenics and cardio, just shift styles of training, which is a way to deload. It's not your typical deload, but this isn't your typical lift cycle either. So it's more for the tactical athlete where we are focused, throughout the year on strength, power, speed, agility, flexibility, mobility, endurance, and run, swim, ruck, as well as muscle stamina. So there you go. That's kind of the difference. What's a good 5K time to achieve before Buds? Well, there's no 5K run at Bud, so I'm not sure why you're asking, but if you're looking for just a ballpark 5K time, my recommendation is somewhere between 6 and 7 minute mile pace is really great. I would recommend that for your 5K run. So 3.1 miles, anywhere between 18:30 and 21 minutes is what I would do, because you're going to want your 4-mile run, which is a mile longer than your 5K. You're going to want that somewhere in the 27, 28-minute range, just because that will still give you about 4 minutes under the failing time. And you want to be as close to 4 to 5 minutes, 3 to 4 or 5 minutes away from that failing time, because you don't want to go through Buds on, barely getting by on the minimum standards. That's not the way it works, especially when you have a 80% attrition rate. You don't want to be anywhere below 20% of the class. All right. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, you don't have to be top 20 in everything, but most things that really count, you do. So that's where I would be on running. 6 7 minute mile pace. In fact, I have a great article for it. I will um, post this in here. This is a running plan. It's free. How about that? Running plan to get you to and through selection. Now, it is a 20-mile running plan. So the way this works is you only have to run 20 miles a week, but they're fast miles. They're miles with a purpose. You're not going to run super slow. We talked about this last week a lot, but it's just take a few months and hit this 20-mile a week cycle. First, build up to it, or come down. If you're at 30, 35 a mile a week, give yourself a break, come down and just hit it faster, and see how that looks. All right, Martin, thanks for the submission. I might be able to get to it today if we move through this. So VT says to you youngsters out there, listen to them. Oh, man, nice work. Thank you. Thanks for serving. Best workout schedule yours to follow for someone shipping out with SO contracts in April. Well, all of that depends on your weakness, right? If you're an endurance guy, you got the endurance stuff nailed down, you might want to focus on your strength, because those first 4 weeks under boats and logs are painful. If you're a strength guy and that's not going to be that much of an issue to you, you might want to work on your cardio, not only your running and swimming, but also your rucking. Something that really works well. I wrote this in an article recently on military.com. I'll put it in here. It's a butt kicking leg workout. And it's basically you do a weight vest or a ruck on a stair stepper. We had done this probably a decade ago when we had access to stair steppers, and we lost stair steppers, but we decided to just replace that with hill running, and that seemed to work pretty well as well. But it's a great workout. Try that out. But if you want a true plan, and if you have 16, you got 4 months, looks like a little over 4 months, I would go with this, because this is everything you need. This is going to help you maintain your PTS or PST scores, and it's going to also get you a little bit stronger as well, if that's one of your weaknesses. But once again, it depends on your weaknesses and strengths. How much would you say the time difference would be of the timed runs at buds in sand and boots compared to running in tennis shoes on a track? Well, it's a little different. I'd say maybe a minute faster, but here's the deal. One, the boots are incredible. They issue Nike Combat Gen 2 boots. Google that. You'll see them. They're like air boots. They are light. They're basically running shoes that look like boots. So it's not a big issue as it used to be. When back in my day, when we had the old Vietnam era jungle boot, those sucked. They weighed about 2 pounds a piece. Had metal in them. You had to take out. You did everything you can to make them lighter. And put inserts in them to make them softer. I mean, it was rough. Now it's pretty nice. But the running 4-mile timed runs on the beach is usually, I will say this, usually 9 times out of 10, it is on hard packed sand, and those beaches are really flat, so you don't have the big curve of the like beach if you have plunging waves and things like that. You have this long flat beach, so it's basically like running on a track because it's a hard packed sand, which is really nice. So there you go. It's not that much a difference anymore. Let's see. I just sent in a CSS submission. Okay, cool. Thanks. Let me see what else we got here. All right. So one more, then we'll take a break and go to some CSS critique. Stu, for SFAS training, what would be a good running rucking template paired with strength training? I actually have something. Check it out. I have a article called Rucking Progression. And I think there's also a podcast in there too, in the Tactical Fitness Report, where we had discussed this. But check out this article. That'll kind of give you an idea of rucking progression. Um, I personally like to ruck on leg days. So, or if you're going Navy, I'd swim with fins on leg days. So you get your runs out of the way, you get your lifts out of the way, your calisthenics out of the way, and then you, on top of all that, you mix in a ruck. Um, so 2, maximum 3 days a week, you're rucking. Sometimes we'll add a third ruck in there, but we'll mix it in with like a what we call the Spec Ops triathlon, um, which is like a 4 mile run, 4 mile ruck, 1 mile swim with fins. Great workout, great cardio day, and that's another way to get you a third ruck in there if you want it. All right, so let's take a little break. Before we take a little break into the CSS critique, I want to announce one thing. On StuSmithFitness.com, I wrote an article recently about some sales, and I'm getting rid of all of my published books. So that means Complete Guide Navy SEAL Fitness, Navy SEAL Weight Training, SWAT Workout, Tactical Fitness, Tactical Strength, the Warrior Workouts, right? I got SWAT Workout. These are published books that I have by a publisher. I'm just not going to order anymore and ship them out from the office here. But because of that, I'm giving one away if you buy one. So if you buy Tactical Strength, I'll throw in another one. I only have one more Tactical Fitness, so don't go rushing to buy it because during this show, because I have if I get 2 orders, someone's screwed. So I only have one more Tactical Fitness to go, but I have a ton of Tactical Strength. I got a ton of Warrior Workouts, and this is a good one because Volume 2, I'd recommend Volume 2 because it's it's broken down in my periodization cycle. So it's broken down in spring and summer type of workouts, and there's 100 different workouts in here. It's not a program. They're just kind of a la carte workouts. So it fits into any one of your programs that you're doing. You can just pick and choose a workout that you want to do: running, swimming, rucking, winter lift cycles, summer run cycles. It's a lot of fun. Make sure I didn't unhook you there. See if you guys are still hearing me. Okay, good. All right, so let's go to the share my screen, and we will chat about this swimming with fins. All right, so you guys should be able to see that. So we're kicking off the wall. Now, one thing I recommend, by the way, is if you notice, these are smaller slip-on fins. They're really good to practice before you get your like rocket fins or jet fins. Out of those two, I prefer jet fins versus the rocket fins. They're just a little more pliable. Big fins that are going to require some practice in getting your ankles mobile because you're going to feel it in your feet and ankles when you start this. It may take a month before that pain goes away, but you're basically hyper flexing, stretching your ankles when you have these big fins on, and it's kind of painful going through that mobility training. But you can go online and look at ankle mobility exercises. That's also helpful. But my advice is just on leg days, put on a pair of fins and swim until it hurts. Swim without for a little while and then go back into it. But the way you see this, if you notice, it's a top arm, bottom arm, kick and glide. And all he's doing is using his arms when he needs to breathe. And he just keeps on nice, steady flutter kicks. Sometimes some guys will put in a scissor kick with little flutter kicks in between. I like to do that on my strong side, but when I'm on my weak side, I prefer like there's kind of a big scissor kick with little flutter kicks. You see that? That's what that looks like. It's up to you if you want to do that or not. Some people just prefer doing constant flutter kicks. In fact, they may even teach it that way now. They just keep everybody kind of in sync, but in open water, no one's going to know if you're doing big scissor kicks or little flutter kicks or not. Um, find out what works for you. I personally kind of like this one. Just big scissor kick, little flutter kicks, or maybe not a big scissor kick, more of like a medium scissor kick. If you notice, these are just little flutter kicks, and all he does is uses his arms, focus on his breathing. There you go. That's swimming with scuba fins. Looks pretty cool. All right. Let's go with some questions. How often can someone do calisthenics workouts? Can you do push pull every day to get better at them? I would not, because there's a certain amount of volume that when you get to high volume, I wrote an article called Daily Push-Ups. Why? This guy was doing like 500 push-ups a day. And then he noticed aches and pains in his chest as well as um, his push-ups were getting worse. So there can be a limit to your ability to do daily pull-ups and push-ups. I wouldn't do them every day. I personally prefer every other day, so 3 days a week. And in fact, I have 3 favorite workouts that you can do during that week. And I'll post it right here for you. They're my 3 favorite workouts I like. One's a pyramid, one's a superset, one's a max rep set, kind of like a Murph. In fact, we were doing pull-up, push-up, sit-up Murphs, 100, 200, 300 workouts long before there was CrossFit and a Murph back in the 80s. Those are really good ways. If you're kind of stuck in that intermediate range of like, let's say 80 push, 80 sit, and 15 pulls, and you just want to take it another level to 100, 120, don't do daily push-ups and pull-ups. That's one way to actually get worse and hurt yourself. Once a week, you'll do 2 other workouts. Also, that once a week, do a Murph style workout where you're going to do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 sit-ups in as few sets as possible. See if you can get them in 4 or 5 sets. That's a really tough challenge to do. You may mix in a run in between sets or something like that for recovery, but see how many few sets as possible to get that done. And I promise you, in about 4 to 6 weeks, by you doing just 2 normal workouts and use that one as your third, like maybe on a Saturday, it'll put you over that hump if you're kind of plateauing at 15. So there's so many different ways to do it. Read those articles I just posted. That's another way to improve on those exercises. All right, see, got some issues with my shins with running last week. I think I'm over pronating. Any advice for an over pronating stride shin issues? Yeah, maybe you need some better shoes, better inserts that help you prevent that pronation of the foot and ankle. That's my advice. If it hurts to run, pull back on running and maybe do more biking and swimming. I do have some shin splint articles that may be able to help you. Recurring shin splint healing tips. Nothing you probably haven't heard before, but there may be. There's some unique stretching exercises in here, as well as some balance exercises that work the shin. I particularly like, but I just posted it in the comment section there for you. Let's see. Do you have any books on beginning the CSS? All of my workout books that have to do with swimming in some form will have beginning guides on CSS, if that makes sense. There's no book that's going to teach you the CSS. You need to get on and watch videos, just like we're doing now. In fact, on top of that, you need to be watching more videos and then practicing and get the technique down. Then you need to get in shape to maintain that technique for 500 yards. But any of my Navy SEAL books, Air Force PJ books, rescue swimmer book. Um, all of my, fall, winter lift cycles have swimming in them. Air Force PJ program. Most of my books have, even my old guy books, Tactical Fitness for the Athlete Over 40. Lots of swimming in here. So, I mean, you got a lot of options. These books back here also have swimming in them. So they all have swimming in them. Being a beginner doesn't change a whole lot. You just need to learn how to swim and then apply what you can each day to being able to do the workouts. The workouts are fine for beginners or intermediates. You just may not be able to do as many sets as someone who's a little bit better. On that note, let's do another CSS. Let me see. Share my screen. I think, yeah, this is it. All right. So here we have good streamline. See that streamline body position? That's really good. You're going to take some advantage off the wall. I tell you what, those little jammers he's wearing too can really help. If you're wearing big board shorts for a 500-yard swim and then the next day you put on a pair of jammers like these, you'll probably drop 30, 45 seconds in that swim if you're able to finish it, with board shorts. All right, so what do we have here? We have the top arm, bottom arm, kick and glide, too many little flutter kicks. Notice this little breaststroke kick. Like a lot of people think they're doing a scissor kick, but look at that. That is a breaststroke kick. Let's go back to it. And those little flutter kicks need to go. Yeah, anytime when you're pushing with the inside of your feet, that's a breaststroke kick. Inside of your legs and closing them like a frog, that's a breaststroke kick. Right? Those right there, that's a little flutter kick, and you're pushing with the tops and bottoms of your feet. Your scissor kick needs to look just like a bigger flutter kick, basically. You're going to be pushing water with the top and bottom of your feet, not the insides of your feet. That's the difference between a breaststroke kick and a scissor kick. This is a breaststroke kick. And being a non-swimming athlete, probably doesn't have a whole lot of power in there. So I would suggest, in fact, the next video I think I pulled up and it's me saying, hey, you know what? You probably need to change your kick because notice this kick. Notice where he goes. Like almost nowhere. Only reason he's going anywhere is because he's adding all these extra flutter kicks, which, by the way, is exhausting. That's if you do the math on this, you're probably going to wind up doing over 500 flutter kicks in a 500-yard swim. Talk about being tired for your next event of pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1.5 mile run. You do 500 flutter kicks before that, you're going to be toast. Hip flexors will be toast, so your sit-ups will go down. Probably burn a lot of glycogen, blood sugar in your body, so you won't just have the gas to do well on the other events. And then by the time you get the run, you've completely bonked because your legs are tired and you have low blood sugar. So it's a recipe for disaster. So when I say you want to be efficient when you swim, that's why you want to be efficient when you swim, and not add all those flutter kicks. You want to try to get across the pool in 5 or 6 strokes. And like I said, just be efficient. It's going to make a huge difference. All right, let's see. We got any more questions here? Keep posting questions, send in videos. Let me see if I got a new video here. If you want, you can go ahead and send in some videos to me, stu@stewsmith.com. Yep, Martin, I do have yours. I will, I'll probably have to save that till next week, but I will personally answer it today after I finish this video and write an article that I'm due. All right, so I don't have any other questions. So let's go to how I fixed that guy's stroke. And Box Otter says he dropped 50 seconds after stopping doing extra kicks. So true, because it just wears you out. Like you got nothing left after the last 200 yards left in the swim after all those kicks. You just get slower and slower. So by dropping them, you just can maintain your pace so much longer. Good job. All right. So let me see. I need to pull up the other video real quick. All right. So this, I think, is me fixing his CSS. All right. So here we go. So top arm, bottom arm, kick and glide. Still a little bit awkward. He wants to kind of push water with the inside of his feet, but it's looking a whole lot better. If you notice, he's on his side. He doesn't roll over on his belly. That is not a breaststroke kick. That is a scissor kick. Every now and then he has a little tendency to go back to the breaststroke kick, like right there. Um, so it's like half scissor kick and he ends with a breaststroke kick. That makes your kick a lot weaker. But if you notice what happens here, see that? Oh, yep. See that as a little breaststroke habit. Come on. There you go. Scissor kick. You want to push water with the top of your foot that goes backwards, the one that goes behind you. And you want to push water with the bottom of your top leg that goes forward. Top leg always goes forward, bottom leg backwards. You push water with the tops and bottom of your feet, not the inside of your feet like a breaststroke. But that looked a lot better to me. That makes sense to you guys? Trying to change kicks. And here's why I changed kicks. All right. If you grew up in a sport that you were opening and closing your legs like a breaststroker or water polo player, you probably developed a really good hip inner thigh power to be able to produce a really good breaststroke kick. However, if you did one of those sports that what I did, like I was always on land, other than playing Marco Polo in a swimming pool, that was my swimming experience before I joined the Navy. Um, at the Naval Academy, then I spent 4 years learning how to do the CSS. But um, if you're a land athlete, you're probably going to be better developed to do the scissor kick and little flutter kicks with a pair of fins on, um, more so than the breaststroke kick. In fact, it probably took me till I was probably 25 years old before I even learned how to do the breaststroke kick and subsequently the egg beater kick, which the egg beater, when you're treading water, is nothing more than an alternating breaststroke kick. So if you don't know the breaststroke kick, don't even try the egg beater because you need to learn the egg beater or you need to learn the breaststroke in order to do the egg beater, in my opinion, because the egg beater is really more like a alternating breaststroke kick than it is you spinning your legs in a circle like an egg beater. That's just going to suck you under. So it's poorly named, if you ask me. I think egg beater kick is more like an alternating breaststroke kick, just vertical swimming. All right, not bad. So, are there any more questions? I don't mind cutting it short. Remember, I do have a sale. It's a 2-for-1 deal. StuSmithFitness.com. You buy any of these books. Let's see. I got I think I have one, two. I'm out of threes. I have volumes 1 and 2, but I don't have volume 3. I have plenty of tactical strength books, but I don't have any more tactical fitness books after today, probably. I just think we just shipped out about half a dozen, and I only had about 7 to begin with. We started this sale about a month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And so I'm just trying to clear out all the books on my bookshelf. Just makes it easier. You can still buy them on Amazon. It's not like I quit selling them. Like if you want the complete guide to Navy SEAL fitness, go to Amazon. You want Navy SEAL weight training, go to Amazon. You want tactical mobility, tactical fitness, tactical strength, go to Amazon. Though I also have them. I have 2 of those here anyway. Volume 3 of Warrior Workout, go to Amazon. Maximum Fitness, go to Amazon. So there you go. Make sure I didn't miss any questions. Nope. Looks like everybody got them. Hey, I appreciate your time. If you do have any questions, like I said, please ask. If I missed any of your questions, please just send them to me, stu@stewsmith.com, or you can post them in the comment section. If it's a Facebook that you're watching this on, you just post them in the comment section. I can get back to you. Or you can wait till this video to post and post it in the comment section on YouTube. So I do have coupon code compete20 will save you 20%. So not only do you get a free book, but you can save 20% on the book you buy with a compete20 just for listening. And if you're looking for strictly CSS critique content, instead of having to scroll through all the other videos on YouTube or Instagram, go to my TikTok, StuSmith50. Go to my TikTok. It's almost 100 videos now of just me voiceover critiquing people swimming. Got some great ones there. We got some breakdowns of bad ones, but overall, I think it's a very useful tool for watching a lot of videos real quickly. So the guy that was asking about watching CSS videos, Elijah up here, go to the TikTok and you can see a whole bunch of them. So, all right. Oh, one last question. Average age of buds and SQT graduate, average officer graduate. Good question. I don't know. I would say the average age of starting a class at buds is probably 19 years old. However, after Hell Week, that average age gets boosted up to probably about 21, 22, because there's hardly any teenagers left. Might be one or two a class, where it started out probably at 80. Teenagers don't last very long. Like I said, I'm always proven wrong every class because there's a couple that make it. Like my class back here, 182. I think we actually had two or three um, uh, that were in their teens still. I think they turned 19 when they graduated, but that was buds, and then SQTs another 6 months after that. So by then they're almost 20. Officers are always, have finished college, so they're probably 22 to 25 years old most of the time. Every now and then we get some that are in their late 20s, but that's as rare as um, a teenager making it. So I'd say your average age is probably going to be 22. And that's me guessing. I have some stats out there that have the exact date. I just don't know them. I can ask. Know a few guys that are still there. I'm sure they have those numbers. Do you get to take painkillers and buds? No. Take Motrin. About as much as a painkiller you can take. Maybe aspirin. Yes, Pavel, simple and sinister. Good routine. I like it. I think it's great. I know a lot of people do it. If you don't know what kettlebells are, I would recommend learning them from Pavel because he is the expert on kettlebells, in my opinion. He pretty much brought them over here from Russia back in the late 90s and has done really well ever since. So he kind of pioneered that whole process. Funny story. We did a couple articles together, Pavel and I, a lot of phone calls together, and we're born the same year. He's Russian, I'm American, and similar backgrounds, and it's just kind of neat talking to him. And he's doing really well. Definitely helping the fitness world. All right, I guess that's it. So I am done. Thanks for listening. I didn't overdo it today, so that's good. Remember, go to StuSmithFitness.com, check it out. It's a BOGO deal. Buy one, get one free of not all my books, just the published books. And those titles are Tactical Strength, Warrior Workouts, SWAT Fitness or SWAT Workout. Like I said, I might have one more Tactical Fitness. But you'll see if I put no on it and make it a zero price, it doesn't exist anymore on my website. And I will say no longer sold, once I sell the last one. Um, so if it says in stock, you can get it. How about that? All right, folks. I guess this is it. I will chat with you later. Thanks for listening. If you got questions, send them. If you have videos, send them. And I'm happy to help you. Have a good one.